Curtis Demarce is not taking his eye off of Wolfgang since he walked. Just keeps circling and staring at Wolfgang. I expect this fight to start off with a bang here. One thing I gotta say about Wolfgang, even after he lost to Louis by knockout a couple HAVOCs ago, he was in the gym on Monday. He wasn't training, but he was just watching the classes. He was just studying. He was doing his little workout, kind of hitting the bag, but he was thinking about fighting. He was doing everything proper, where a lot of guys just go on a slouch and they go into depression. He was unfazed by it mentally, and I don't expect that to stop him in any future fights. He studies this game.
And I'm really interested to know a little bit more about Wolfgang's frame of mind going into this fight, because I think, you know, as game and as dangerous an opponent as Louis Hewitt was, you know, on that night, you know, it can be said that, you know, perhaps Wolfgang beat himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. It is 3 5-minute rounds in the HAVOC Fighting Championship lightweight division, and it's brought to you by Gasoline Alley, Harley-Davidson, and Parkway Sled and ATV. And now introducing
Wolfgang down.
Wolfgang Janssen out of Edmonton, Alberta, and representing the arena, he stands 5'8",
you know,
who weighed in at 155 pounds, has a professional record of 15 wins and 11 losses.
No idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Curtis, the Demon Demarce.
See the hometown crowd booing him.
And his opponent fighting out of Red Deer, Alberta, and representing Arashido MMA. He stands 5'11". He weighed in at 155 pounds, has a professional record of 4 wins, 1 loss. Ladies and gentlemen, Wolfgang Wolf Janssen.
And Airwolf enjoying the big look here tonight, but he's got to put that aside and stay focused, because the task at hand, he's a very, very tall one.
I'm very excited for this fight. This is high level as it gets around in these local shows. Curtis is eyeing him down.
Come on, ready to fight.
And here we go. Look for Curtis to set up more of a boxing game with his stand-up. He's a very clean boxer, very crisp power puncher. Wolfgang's more diverse with his strikes, with a lot of kicks, knees.
Beautiful right round kick to start things off by Wolfgang Janssen.
These guys are starting to just feel out. They obviously respect each other here.
And Wolfgang Janssen picking up a trick from his old friend Louis Hewitt, catches a kick and lands a right hand.
Oh, it looks like Demarce got hit low, and
Wolfgang now getting some elbows and an uppercut, decides to have none of it and takes off. Reclaims the center of the ring, though, remaining composed. Curtis Demarce checks a nice low round kick.
Looks like Wolfgang's setting up trips in there when he charges in with those kicks and knees with his wrestling. It's exactly what Wolf needs to do, is keep him at the end of his punches.
And Curtis Demarce absolutely putting everything into those hooks.
These guys are throwing a lot early in these strikes. A lot of power on both ends. But they're both being very smart, not opening up themselves to counter punches here.
Lots of respect going from both ways from each fighter.
Curtis Demarce is loving throwing a lot into that left hook.
He's loving throwing a lot, but he's not loving those kicks from Wolfgang Janssen.
He's got to stop backing up. Curtis's legs just bright red right now from those kicks.
Absolutely.
It is taking a beating. As you see, he keeps lifting his leg there even when Wolfgang's not kicking.
And early on in round 1 here, Wolfgang Janssen is looking much more like the more comfortable fighter.
You cannot count out Demarce. That guy has pretty heavy hands himself. He answers back with a big kick, but Wolfgang seems unfazed.
Seems unfazed, and as Curtis Demarce shoots in for a takedown, Wolfgang's there to meet him.
Nice dirty boxing by both guys here, throwing knees, elbows, and punches.
In and out of a clinch. Demarce has got those short hooks and uppercuts absolutely clocked.
Nice kick by Wolfgang. That seemed to just...
Demarce just kind of eats that. I'm not sure if that was flush, but...
it seemed like his arm got in the way there. But his leg is taking some damage. It looks swollen. Demarce can't keep eating those. He's got to counter. He's got to shoot. He's got to do anything to stop taking that. Then Wolfgang tricks him by going up high.
He absolutely wants that head kick KO. You can just feel it. I love what I'm seeing from Wolfgang here. It's a much, much, much different Wolfgang Janssen. Much more methodical fighter than we've seen in the past.
Oh, look at those bruises on back of Demarce's leg.
He's staying on his toes.
Demarce is not backing down one bit, though.
Not at all.
I think Wolfgang's a much more refined striker here, but Demarce is not giving him any ground.
Wolfgang Janssen now.
Just stalking
using fantastic footwork, yeah, absolutely, to stalk his opponent, Curtis Demarce. Demarce always dangerous.
Demarce is just loading up that right hand right now. Looks like he's losing a lot of movement with his left leg from these kicks.
Nice little flying knee there from Wolfgang Janssen. Finds a clinch and fires off a couple of follow-ups.
Here we go. He's committing to the shot here. See if he could get Wolfgang down, but Wolfgang has pretty good
from a single to a
defense.
double. But Wolfgang's wrestling, as you said earlier, is some of the best around this Canadian, or this Central Alberta scene.
So he's trained a lot in Alpha Male. He's trained in Brazil. He's keeping a low base. Yes, I would like to see more of those elbows when Demarce dips his head.
I'm interested to know how much power has been lost from those kicks in Curtis Demarce's legs. As you can see, it's absolutely lumped up.
Yeah, he's taking a beating with that leg right now. He's slowing down a lot.
Beautiful double jab to a right hand. As Curtis Demarce just drives back, Wolfgang falls down. Not really a takedown or any significant damage taken there.
Demarce seems very frustrated right now. He keeps calling out to Wolfgang and
he's frustrated, but he's still saying bring it on, which, I mean, he's living up to everything you've said about him thus far. I gotta be honest, I'm a Curtis Demarce fan right now. This is great stuff.
Oh yeah, he's a gamer. That's the best way to explain Curtis Demarce. You can never count him out of a fight. I'm interested to see what each corner is going to put in. I picture Rashido, Gary Vig, knowing him, he just wants more of the same movement, mixing up a bit more with his punches, kicks, knees. And then I could see him wanting more jabs out of Wolfgang too. Wolfgang has a very good jab. And I could picture Demarce's corner wanting a bit more wrestling right now because he's eating it on the feet right now.
He's eating it on the feet, but he's having really good luck inside those clinches. I mean, he did lose a few of those exchanges while eating some knees, but those uppercuts, hooks, yeah, I mean, if he could mix in an elbow there, he could change the complexion of a fight in an instant.
Yeah. As I said, Demarce, as long as he's not knocked out or submitted, he's in the fight.
Wolfgang thus far doing a great job staying out of Curtis Demarce's area of strength.
This is a very entertaining fight right now, very technical.
Absolutely. And Curtis Demarce looks to pick up that kick and land a right hand.
Wolfgang, when he turns his back against those cage, he's done it twice now, and he turns and runs. He's got to make sure his hands are up.
Demarce there he goes with those elbows.
Demarce is not shy to throw those in close elbows at all. So here we go. Wolfgang's going for a takedown. Oh, Demarce lands on his feet, but Wolfgang keeps driving.
Switches up.
But his hand doesn't look tight, but I'm not sure of the grip here. Nope.
Curtis Demarce using that guillotine attempt to get back up, and now he's got the back of Wolfgang Janssen.
Oh,
riding a little high. Wolfgang now is on top, and Curtis Demarce has found himself in a little bit of a guard position.
Very tricky of Demarce there. He shows his experience.
Moves from a butterfly hook of sorts into full guard.
Wolfgang here, he can't let Demarce tie him up like this. He's got to do something, and that is a nasty bruise. Wolfgang here's got, he could just grind this out right now, but he's got to be careful. Demarce has a very good armbar.
And look at this, Wolfgang, what a stellar student, looking towards his coach and his corner, Gary Vig, as he lands elbows. Staying cognizant of instructions and his game plan, but remaining active at the same time.
As you see, Demarce reached for the leg, but Wolfgang was aware of it and just dropped straight back down into his guard. Demarce has to start working something.
Beautiful
here.
elbow by Wolfgang Janssen. It passes easily as Curtis Demarce attempts a little bit of an armbar, elevates his hips for a triangle attempt there. I'm not quite sure. But now Wolfgang is in a very comfortable position here in side control.
This season. Oh yeah, he's not letting Demarce turn into him at all. Flattens it right back out. Wolfgang's keeping such good posture here, keeps him grinding. He's using his head a lot on Demarce.
And slowly dragging him over towards his corner where he can remain comfortable and receive further instructions on how to punish Curtis Demarce. 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in the second round.
Wolfgang's grinding right here. He's doing a very good job. He's
got grinding
that.
And he's got a choke.
He let it go immediately. He knew he didn't want to give up position. Very smart from Wolfgang Janssen right there. He's staying on his back. Demarce's corner's yelling for him to try stand up, but he doesn't want to give anything up at the same time. He's eating little peppering shots here. Wolfgang's glued to him now. Look for Wolfgang to dump him once again.
And Curtis Demarce is fading midway through the second stanza here of this this lightweight competition.
It's a very smart game plan by Wolfgang. He used his movement to wear down his leg, feed a lot of body shots in the first round. In the second round, he's grinding up his upper body with this wrestling.
And now firmly in his own corner here with Will Craddock, Stephanie Essensa, and Coach Gary Vig here, providing just pinpoint instructions on how to take this man to school.
Wolfgang is giving him no space here. Demarce has got to create some space and get back to his boxing or get on top of himself. Get back to those dirty elbows he likes to throw.
Now Wolfgang Janssen gives Curtis Demarce the space to come forward. Is dropping his hands, showboating a little bit. That might not be such a good decision.
That's never a good game plan. Wolfgang's got to keep his hands up here. Against an explosive athlete like Demarce.
And against a veteran, I mean, this is going to be the kind of situation where that veteran experience comes back in spades.
You see Demarce trying to land a takedown. I think he's better off disengaging, going back to dirty boxing. It's where he's having the most success in this fight.
Absolutely agreed, 100%, Mike Davis.
I'd like to see Wolfgang try to land some knees off his back. Curtis Demarce is giving him a lot of space at the 45-degree angle for Wolfgang to land knees here. There, as I said that, he threw a beautiful knee there. Demarce has got to do something more to steal this round right now.
Jesse Arnett is absolutely vocal in the corner of Curtis Demarce, telling him to get the takedown and win the round. But with this much space between the two, that opportunity has... Yeah,
he has to do something dramatic to finish on top of this round. And Jesse Arnett, a former opponent of Wolfgang Janssen. As biased as I may be, I clearly have 2 rounds for Wolfgang right now.
Absolutely, but I'm absolutely pleased that this is going to the third and final round.
Yeah,
this is a fantastic fight, and as you said before, about as high level as it gets around these parts.
See here on the replay, most of the round was spent like this. Wolfgang was able to land a couple good elbows, but it looks like Wolfgang has a cut or a lump under his eye.
He's got a nice cut right over his left eye, actually.
Well, that's what happens when you throw a lot of elbows.
Lots of elbows, but I mean that's where the Curtis Demarce's clinch is paying off.
As that's his strongest suit right now, Curtis Demarce having the most success in this clinch, and he should be trying to go back to to it and forcing it a bit more, but he seemed really content to try to go for the takedown until the end there.
I'm interested to know what Wolfgang Janssen's thought process was. I mean, he had Curtis Demarce firmly in his corner. As he said, was grinding on him, not giving him any space to work, and then mysteriously just created distance for Curtis Demarce to work. Was that a mistake, Mike?
I think so. It was a pretty big mistake, and Demarce was able to surge back and get some momentum going into the third round off of that mistake.
Both fighters touched gloves at the beginning of the third round.
You should never change anything what's working. Demarce is very vocal here.
Talking some smack in the ring.
He's got to provide more off his smack talking.
He's mixing it up now to try and land some shots here. That's what I like to see. Beautiful overhand right.
Wolfgang's better off just moving and peppering. Curtis Demarce is going to get frustrated if he keeps taunting and running. There's no point answering back in these taunts. Just keep your game plan going. Keep moving. Don't lure into his game plan. Just keep moving. There we go.
It looks as though Wolfgang Janssen's been taken out of his game just a little bit by not only the taunts, but Curtis Demarce mixing it up here a little bit.
He's being very aggressive in this third round. Talking. Wolfgang's kind of going flat, but he throws a spinning elbow.
Throws a spinning elbow, and I'm not even sure if that connected or if Demarce just kind of walked through it.
I think he more walked through it and kind of threw up a taunt again. Wolfgang's not moving nearly as much as he was. Demarce is throwing down here.
Turning it up and throwing a volume of strikes, which not all are landing, but he's controlling the distance. He's cutting off the cage. I mean, this is, like I said, this is where that veteran experience has got to be paying off.
Wolfgang looks kind of winded here to me. He has no pop in his kicks, his punches right now. He's moving very flat. He is up 2 rounds, but he cannot be giving away anything.
Let alone his back, which he nearly did there. And he's eating some elbows from Curtis Demarce against the cage.
Curtis Demarce looks like a man on a mission right now. He is stalking down Wolfgang.
Absolutely. He knows he's inside of Wolfgang's head, and he wants to stay there. Beautiful body shot from Curtis.
This is, again, like that whole mistake, Wolfgang breaking off and giving him room. Oh, he is throwing some leather. You could hear that from here. That's what I mean. When you're in charge of momentum in a fight, Wolfgang led off at the end of the round, and Demarce winning in the third round, kind of off a little bit of momentum.
Wolfgang's got his grip here, but he switches to a single leg. It's going to be interesting to see. He runs the pipe and completes the takedown.
He's eating elbows off his back.
Eating elbows and punches off his back, absolutely. Curtis Demarce is keeping his feet on his hips and enjoying some space to do so.
Keeps swimming up for that armbar, his hips still out. Wolfgang hasn't quite followed it all the way there. Wolfgang's just got to remain on top and kind of grind this out, stay safe, not get finished.
2 minutes is an eternity in the third round of a war like this.
There we go. He gets momentum. I was going to ask how much longer Demarce could keep up that. He just seemed to hit another wind of air and just went hard.
Curtis Demarce looks to just be simply standing up.
There. Curtis Demarce has beautiful elbows off his back, standing.
And he goes moving for a knee bar here against Wolfgang Janssen, and it's deep.
Wolfgang should be spinning with it and pushing it off right here. He's got room. He should use this as his advantage. He's going to go switch.
Curtis Demarce.
Wolfgang looks exhausted here.
He looks exhausted.
He gets on top, though. Wolfgang has a ton of hurt. This is a war, and this is kind of what both fighters needed. Wolfgang needs to be tested, and this is exactly what he got.
Absolutely. Curtis Demarce is literally drawing the toughness out of Wolfgang Janssen as we speak.
You see, that's best for Wolfgang. Just keep glued to him for the final minute and ride this out. Ooh, as he eats a nice elbow. There you go, Wolfgang is using his head to keep him down. This has been a fantastic, grindy fight between two great athletes here. Oh, locks in the body triangle here.
With 33 seconds left in this round, it's very feasible to think that Wolfgang Janssen could secure a choke with that body lock around Curtis Demarce, he is going no place fast.
This is best for Wolfgang. Just hold on here and take the decision against such an experienced guy. It's a huge cap in his feather. And I'm interested to see what they come up next with him. Huge feather in his cap as I get laughed at.
Hey, I've been there tonight a couple of times.
It's harder than it looks. Beautiful performance by Wolfgang Janssen there.
Absolutely. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this is the greatest test of his short career, and without a doubt, I mean, he improves his stock in the Canadian MMA scene. He improves his record to 5-1, and I mean, man, what an absolute textbook of experience he gained here tonight.
Yeah, it was. I would like to see what he could come up with after this. I'm curious if he's making a permanent move to 55 or go back down to 45, and what they could come up with him. That was a huge test, and he seemed to pass it. And he has a lot to work on still, as you see in the third round. He gave up a lot.
He gave up a lot, and you know, as on top of his game as he was in the conditioning aspect of the sport, I mean, he can definitely be better. I mean, he was clearly gassed and clearly fatigued at the end. I mean, he endured a little bit of a pounding at the hand of Curtis Demarce, who really turned it up in the third and final round.
You see they're tending to that cut. Both guys seem very tired. Neither are leaving this without a couple of battle wounds. I'm sure Demarce is going to hate his life when he wakes up and tries to walk around. That's exactly what I was expecting out of this fight, and very happy it turned out this way.
No, absolutely. That was worth the price of admission and then some. And, you know, not to slight any of the other fighters on our card, but this is the kind of thing that elevates the promotion. You know, people are going to remember this fight. They're going to remember Wolfgang. They're going to remember Curtis. And, you know, who's not to say that they don't meet again later on down the road.
Here we get the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing fight. Let's hear for these two athletes one more time. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Pohl scores the fight 30-27. Judge Harb scores the fight 29-28. And Judge Social scores the fight 29-28 by your winner, by unanimous decision, in the red corner, Wolfgang Janssen.